Hello guys, Zueljin here and welcome back to another episode of that ModSauce, baby. I have got a wonderful episode planned for you guys today. I'm starting to get deeper into Ars Magica and I've been doing some AFK level grinding, guys, and I mean a lot. Check this out. I'm going to highlight my spell, right? Y'all are ready? Level 39. I have 8,655 mana, and I moved my Oculus and my table along with getting a little bit more prepared this time around. So last time we did this altar and kind of got our spell production online. We also placed down an obelisk and gave it some of the essence that we needed for the particular spells that we were working with. The last spell that we did is the self-light spell. Today I want to do another simple spell that's called Projectile Light, but it's to make another type of obelisk that we'll need for later on. There's actually two different types of obelisks. I don't know if I'll get to them today because the journey is quite long, but there's a few things that I'd like to cover first. On the Oculus, if you look, I have 7 blue levels and 9 green levels, meaning that we can learn all sorts of different type of skills. We can go down the trees and start learning some. I'm still not 100% sure which route that I want to take, although by the end of it we'll be able to form bosses and get this entire grid filled out. But I'd like to see the shortest path to some particular spells, namely a spell called Firestorm. So what I want to do today is just kind of get set up and get my my other obelisk online and show you guys a little bit how that works. So the first thing I want to show you is that I got Sunstone. Sunstone was really hard to find. If I said last time I had kind of looked for it and I couldn't find it anywhere, and I used these emerald blocks instead. And the Sunstone is actually located in lava in the Nether. So really hard to find that stuff. I did, however, have a little bit of blood magic power to help me, and that is the Sigil of Suppression. I just kind of ran through the lava until I found some, and I ended up picking up, let's see, Sunstone. Yeah, I ended up picking up quite a bit, 47 to be exact. So what I need to do is I need to make sure that, I don't know if you get extra from Fortune, but I do want to use a Fortune pickaxe on this stuff. And what we need is 9 to make a block of Sunstone, and then we'll need 5 blocks for caps. So I'll need 45 altogether, I believe. So let's go ahead and lace some of this out. It's a pretty cool looking ore. So let's go ahead and break it. It looks like I'm only getting, oh, actually I'm getting plenty. I'm getting much more than I thought I would. So 48, that's actually plenty already. Okay. Let's put the rest of the Sunstone up because this stuff is a little hard to form, and I did take quite a bit. 9 times 9 is 81. 9 times 5 is 45. Yeah, I should have enough with that. So there we go. I'll have a little bit of leftover there. 3 left over from, okay, so 5. So now my altar is actually going to be maxed out right here, which is good stuff, because the type of spells that I want to get eventually are going to be very powerful, very hard to cast, and I'm going to need a really big altar to take care of this. So let's go ahead and just break the multi-block. It kind of stinks since it took us so long to put together, but it's okay. It'll come back together fast. Okay, so Sunstone in all of these corners, and then the multi-block will be complete, and this is the most powerful altar you can make. So really good stuff there. Okay, so a couple other things we're gonna do. This obelisk, we'll need to make another one to actually get the type of obelisk that we need, because you have to use it on this obelisk. So right before we get into the rest of Ars Magica, there's some people that I want to recognize. I've been doing the Hall of Heroes for a little while now, and it was about time that I recognized my top patrons, people that were doing a little bit more than the minimum necessary, and I did get quite a few going, and I put them in the throne room like I said I would. So big shout out to the Planet Man, which is Drummer Boy, Banana Nana, which is Daily Banana, Gian Prisoner, which goes by Gian, I believe Winterwater 96, which is Destiny, Failberry, and my top donator, Tex Tex Cub SF or Robert. Thank you guys so very, very much for all the support on Patreon. I ended up doing diamond blocks with solid gold statues with no color, and then for Robert, which is my top donator, by almost double the second to highest, I ended up doing pure shiny ore for you, shiny metal. And this stuff, it's a little bit easier to get now, but I still think it's one of the rarest materials in the game. Really, really rare. So thank you so much, Robert. Thank you so much, the rest of you guys. I really appreciate your continued support, and y'all make a nice addition to the throne room. Statues are fixed now, so I could put some stuff in your hands. I can't really see what was in your hands, Robert. I tried to put a few things just the way I can always change the positioning of the statue or the orms if you guys want me to, but I can absolutely put something in your hands. So let me know if you guys have any specific request, and if there's anything that I can get within reasonable limitations without cheating it in, I'll do it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started with the rest of Ars Magica now. So anyway, we did get quite a few moonstone as well. These are some that kind of fall as meteors. These are also kind of hard to get, and I'm gonna go ahead and silk touch these. Every once in a while I was hearing a creeper explosion while I was AFKing, and I was like, what in the world? So it ended up just coming down in like meteor format. They don't really do any damage to the terrain. I don't know if this was any damage to the terrain, but I don't think so. I don't think they do damage to the terrain. They kind of just drop and leave a little bit of stone behind too. I could see there's some damage here and there, but that may have been from previously. But what I did is I just stayed up here for a good long time, you guys, and just AFK'd. And what I mean by AFK is I have a little macro program that just auto right clicks for me, and I use that self-light spell, and it only gives me 6 mana at a time. I mean 6 experience at a time, but it over time it does a lot, and it's one of the things that are really, really hard to level in Ars Magic. It takes a lot of time, so I just do this to save some space. As far as the orbs, we can always get those from bosses, which we'll eventually get into. So without further ado, let's move on to what we need. So I have here some wizard's chalk. Wizard's chalk is pretty easy to make. All it entails is just getting the recipe down, and if I search it, I'll show you. Chalk, wizard's chalk, and which is, that's planting chalk. I don't want that. That's mariculture. Wizard's chalk, which is bone meal, clay, ventium dust, flint, flint and paper, and that makes the chalk. Now we'll also need an obelisk, which we've already made before, but I need to make another one, so let's go ahead and do that. That I don't have any in my system. I was just making sure. Obelisk, there we go. So we'll need to make an obelisk, and this is going to be for some ventium dust too, and eventually we'll need 2 because we're going to use it for the other one. Let me check my level of ventium dust. I don't know how much I have. Ventium, I have 12 ventium and 21 ventium that I can always pulverize in the dust too. So I should be pretty good. Okay, so we've got all that. We've got the obelisk. That should be good. Okay, we should be able to move on now to what I need to do. So let's go down here, and I actually have access to my system too. I put a couple of more range upgrades, and now I should be able to access my system all the way to the area where my Ars Magica setup is going to be. So let me right click here, and yeah, I still have access to it. Great. Okay, so to do the obelisk that I want to do, I don't know if I have enough room right here to do it. I did this 2 spaces away. I want to just make sure I can draw enough energy nearby. So I imagine that I should be able to go maybe, I think I have to go 4 spaces away, I believe. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll put my obelisk here. Okay, so that's how we're gonna do it. Now I'm gonna grab a little bit of dirt from my system, because what I need to do is make a shape in the dirt with, or it doesn't have to be dirt, it can be anything, but I can make a shape with the chalk and kind of perform a ritual. So I'm just kind of getting set up for that. So it looks like this may be enough. Okay, so the ritual with the chalk is fairly easy to do. You do need to cast this particular spell and get a couple of components, but first you need to draw it out. My buddy Draax did a tutorial on this a while back, and it's really helpful. It's straightforward to the point. I love his tutorials. He's doing some good stuff. Okay, so alright, so that should be it. Actually, I wonder, I could have gone one closer. You know what? I'm really scared that it's too far away. Let me go ahead and put these back. Now the chalk has durability too, which I didn't realize. Okay, I think we're gonna do it like that, you guys, because it'll be a little bit, I just want to make sure that it's close enough to the altar. Okay, so 3, just like that. All right, so it's basically you have to come down like this. It's kind of like these hooks, and like so. Just like that. That's the shape that you want it in, and it doesn't have to be in any particular order or anything. Now you're gonna need something called warding candles as well. Now warding candles aren't the easiest to figure out. Actually, I had to play around a little bit, and it's, tell you the truth, it's kind of self-explanatory, but it kind of fools your logic because the recipe isn't in any eye. So if we look up warding candles, I'll show you. I mean, the recipe is, but I'll show you what I mean. So if you look up warding candles, the warding candle comes up. It's unattuned, and if you look at it, it involves a slab of a specific type of wood, which is witchwood, which I showed y'all last time, pig fat, and string. Now pig fat you haven't seen before, and you can't get that. So pig fat is just, it's just gotten by killing pigs. I didn't have it in my system because Ars Magica just got added and I hadn't killed any pigs since the update, but I went and killed a couple of pigs, and sooner or later I got enough pig fat to do it. So where's the witchwood? Let's bring it up, and we'll get a few slabs made out of this stuff. And we don't need a whole lot. Let's just do, yeah, 24 ought to be plenty. Okay, so let's make it now. So we got the pig fat, the string, and those, and we'll just make 2, 3, 4. We need 4 warding candles. Let's see, actually I'll put this up for now. Okay, so we got the 4 warding candles. That should be set up. We'll also need another book and quill to set up for another spell, and this is going to be to convert the obelisk to the new type of obelisk. So let's go ahead and put, my hand is going crazy with the warding candle in it. Okay, so the warding candles need to be placed on the outside, just like this. Now the candles, what's weird about them is when you have them in your hand, you see how they freaking out like this? It's because they're updating. You can actually travel with light with these candles, so pretty neat. So now that the warding candles are down, we can perform the ritual. The ritual is pretty simple. It involves just casting a spell of projectile light into this thing with a couple of sacrifices. So the sacrifices that you'll need are mana focus and moonstone. Now we just saw that we did get the moonstone, and the mana focus is something that we'll need to make. We're also going to have to build projectile light. So let's go ahead and take the book and quill that we got and put that in the spell table. So we'll do it. Okay, we'll need projectile, and we'll need light. Boom, projectile and light. Cool deal. We'll go ahead and name it Projectile Light. I know my names are a little not glamorous, but okay, we'll go ahead and remove the book. Oh, what do you want, guy? Can't you see that I'm busy? I'm doing magics. Okay, so we got the Projectile Light. We need to go ahead and sign this puppy. Sign, and we'll call it Projectile Light. Okay, so now we got that. Now let's take the wizard's chalk and pull that out, and we'll put projectile light in here. So in projectile light, we'll need a few things. We're gonna need a blank rune as always, the Ventium dust, arrows, snowballs. Let's go ahead and just get this underway. I need to install a magnum torch out here because these guys are going to keep bothering me. Even though they can't really hurt me, you know. They're still a pain in the butt to deal with. Yep, looks good. Okay, so let's see. We'll go ahead and search for a blank rune. Blank rune. Just put that in here. Okay. All right. Now it wants Ventium dust. This is very easy with AE. Ventium dust. Oh, I grabbed all the Ventium dust out of the system earlier. Okay. So Ventium dust. We'll need an arrow. Oh, that's a super arrow. Okay, we'll need a snowball. No problem. Pretty simple stuff so far. A little bit obscure, right? Okay, we'll need a white rune. For that, we'll need bone meal. Actually, did I make any white runes? No, apparently not. So we got bone meal, no problem. We'll go ahead and combine that in our own little personal crafting grid. We'll get the white rune going. Okay, now it wants, what type of flower is that? I forget the name of it. Sarah Blossom is what it was. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that one in. Now we need glowstone dust. A Ventium torch, which is just a stick and Ventium dust, I believe. Just like that. And we actually have 4. I think I had made those before, but... And a spell parchment, which we have one of those in the system too. Here we go. 62 of them, in fact. I had made a stack because I knew we'd need a bunch. Alright, so that was pretty simple, right? They get a lot more complicated than that, but the process is still the same, and that's just what I want to teach you guys. So Projectile Light, we'll need something that can reflect that. Let's go light reflect, get it? Let's do this, because this seems pretty low-key. So Projectile Light, unless I used that already. I think I did use that one already. Let's use... Oh, I don't know. Projectile Light. Let's just use that one. But we're never going to use this spell again, so it really doesn't matter. Okay. And now we have Projectile Light. Okay, so we need that mana focus that I was talking about. Let's go ahead and find the mana focus, and we'll need to grab the moonstone out. The mana focus is something that you need to make, and I think it's like a tiered thing, so there's a few different types of focus. Let's see. Mana focus. Okay, mana focus is made from 2 Ventium and a standard focus, which is made from a lesser focus. Alright, so let's make a lesser focus. We got that. Now let's make the standard focus. We got that now. And now let's make the... there we go. Cool, mana focus. Alright. So we've got the mana focus. I've got to remember to turn off my my deal here too, my sigil of magnetism. So we'll need the mana focus. We'll need the where is it now? Oh, moonstone. And I already have some. I just found some actually. Or I won't say I found it, but it spawned in. Okay. So let's see how many moonstone I'll need. This breaks up kind of the same way as the Sunstone did. Okay, so I should be able to do it with this. Let's turn off the Sigil of Magnetism. And from what I understand, Draax's video said I basically just have to put 2 of them in the shrine somewhere, kind of like this area. So let's put the Moonstone. I'll put one of the Moonstones in. I'll put the Mana Focus in. And then I'll just cast the spell. Did it do it? There it is. It took a few casts. I guess my aim was bad. And there we are, Celestial Prism. So this is just like the obelisk, but instead this is neutral essence. This is light essence, and there's actually one that is dark essence. So it's basically the same procedure, except it's a projectile fire spell, and you have to draw the runes out differently. So let me grab the other obelisk, and put the chalk outline set up, you guys. I'll make the spell Projectile Fire, and then I'll start that one up for you. Be right back. Alright, you guys, we are ready to go with the new obelisk. I have my chalk set aside, and I have the items that I need to sacrifice to it. So the wizard chalk in here needs to be placed in this specific format around an obelisk, and the warning candles in these places. Now you need to use a monster focus, which is made like it's pretty easy to make. It's just a couple of swords and a standard focus, which again is like a lesser focus with redstone around, and you need to sacrifice a sunstone, and we had got some from earlier. So in this format you should just be able to use a projectile fire spell, which is projectile fire damage, and shoot it, and it creates the obelisk. I'm going to go ahead and link Draax's video in the description because it's really concise, and this video is going to be long. So, or longer than 5 minutes. So we'll go ahead and put the monster focus and the sunstone in the altar, and we'll use it. There we go, and that is the last obelisk, the black Aurem. So this, I believe, takes energy from creatures. We'll try that in a moment. We should, I don't know how to tell how much power is in these. The nexuses used to be measured by, I believe it was a staff, a Magitech staff. So let's see, how about staff? If we search for staff, Magitech staff, okay, so we can, that's a wand of duplication. Yeah, I'm almost positive it's that. So blue topaz and some gold nuggets, that's really easy to make. Let's go ahead and do that, and that way I'll have some insight on exactly what we need. Now we can always hook up a soul shard to that thing, and I believe I do have a soul shard. Let's see, I do have a soul shard bound to Enderman. I don't know if that's the best use of it. I might grab another soul shard to try that with. But for now, I guess what we'll do is maybe I have a soul shard bound to skeletons. That's probably good. It's only tier 2, but I mean, I really don't need a whole bunch. So we'll use that for now. And let's make a soul cage. Oh, let's make this staff right quick too, before I forget. There we go. Magitech staff, good. And now we'll go ahead and make a soul cage. C. Soul cage. Okay, we'll make the soul cage, and we'll put a lever on that sucker too. I don't have a lever. I do have a wireless lever. That'll work for now. And we won't need the moonstone. I forgot earlier, I didn't use fortune on the moonstone. I should probably do that before I forget, because I don't need blocks of it for anything. And while I have my fortune out, there we go, 17. Perfect. I don't think I need it for anything, but I'm gonna go ahead and put my chalk and stuff up too, because I won't need it for now. And I don't know why we got a potato, but we don't need a potato either. Okay, and we'll put our 2 learning books away. Okay, so now we should be able to go straight there, and with our Magitech staff in hand, we should be able to get an idea of how much essence is stored within an obelisk. So right-clicking on it should give us the idea. Let's see, if I right-click on this, it doesn't tell me, there it is. Yeah, neutral essence, 5,000. Now if I right-click on here, you'll say 2,500 light essence. That means it's absorbing it from the sun. Well, right now it's not absorbing it because it's night, and you'll see dark essence 0. So let's put down this spawn cage, and let's put down the soul shard in it, and we'll apply a redstone signal, and we should just be able to, let's just put it right here for now. Will that start spawning up? It doesn't look like it will do it just like that. I may need to do an adjacent block. Let's just take this block because it's there. Why not, you know? Let's see. I don't know if this will work the same. I don't usually mess with these wireless levers that much. That and soul shards may have changed because now it's like tier 2 or whatever. Okay. There we go. That does not turn on. How about let's look for a regular lever. Just in case the wireless lever thing is not working, we'll take lever. We need cobblestone, and a stick. There we go. I'll just make 64 of these suckers. It's not like I need the cobblestone for anything. Okay, so I guess the tier 2 doesn't work on it. Let's pull out the Enderman spawner. Let's just go for the gusto, y'all. There we go. Soul shard bound to Enderman. And I know we have the spider spawner and stuff that we can always set up too. I just probably need to make another soul shard for something that I don't have already. Okay, so now we can put the soul shard, and we can activate it with the lever. There we go. So it's pulling the Enderman. Yeah, this thing works like magic. Ooh. Wow. That was really loud. But as you can see, it is working like a charm. And if we check with our Magitech staff and right click, it is pulling in essence. And it's maxed out like that. Actually, I don't know if I'll need that many I don't know if I need a different soul shard even if we max it out that fast. So I have 10,000 essence in that. So now I have all 3 of my obelisk. And the reason that you need these guys is when you put together spells, remember how it requested neutral essence? Sometimes it'll say light essence and sometimes it'll say dark essence. So mainly when you're putting together spells at the higher end, what happens is it requests light and dark essences, and if you wait too long before you finish the spell, I think you lose all the ingredients. And sometimes for the higher end spells, it really asks for some complex ingredients. So anyway, guys, next time we come back, I'm going to put together some higher end spells. I want to gain a few more Ars Magica levels, and we'll summon a bunch of different bosses next episode, kill all the bosses, and have a lot of fun with some really cool spells that I'm sure you've been looking forward to. So thank you guys so much for watching. As always, this is Zueljin signing off, and we'll see you next time. Bye!